my parents are pastors, so I'm a PK,
Hey.
and my parents also grew up, raised me as an evangelist. I'm sorry, and
Okay.
so um I grew up in a Christian home. I've always been heavily involved in church with the worship team, the evangelism team, and I'm also a mentor for younger girls.
Mm-hmm.
And I really just want to be, I believe in being an example for the young ladies in this world,
Mm-hmm.
especially what the world says is okay. We're going to do what the word says, not what the world says. And I
Mm-hmm.
started singing since I was like 9 years old at different conferences, outreaches,
Mm-hmm.
church.
Okay.
And I got into poetry
Mm-hmm.
around 11, 12 years old. I also was playing piano around that time. I
Oh,
learned myself. And
you taught yourself?
well, actually, let me see. I got an instructor. That's what I meant to
Okay,
say.
okay, okay.
Yeah,
Still,
yeah,
it's
that's what I meant to
impressive.
say.
Still
No,
impressive.
thank you. I really wanted to learn percussion, but I didn't have the chance to.
Mm-hmm.
And and then I got into poetry, and around 13, 14 years old, I started doing cover songs of other artists like Andy Mineo, Lecrae. That's what I grew up
Okay.
on. And
Okay.
then it was until my youth pastor at the time, he had told me, he's like, you have a gift. You should write your own song instead of doing other people's songs.
Mm-hmm.
And the Lord wants to use you and take you places you ain't never dreamed before. And I was like,
Mm.
oh, okay. And
Mm-hmm.
I wrote a song for the first time. Trash. I will never show that. But and my parents also just invested in me.
Okay.
For like a year, we were traveling with this agency called AMTC. That means Acting, Modeling, Talents for Christ,
Okay.
where like they teach you to be the whole package for the industry. And Christian though, it was a Christian agency.
Yeah.
And so after they invested in me, I really took my music career seriously around 17 years old, and I'm 24 now. And
Mm-hmm.
I just been letting him use me, but I've always lived my life for Christ. I will say
Mm-hmm.
in my high school years or early middle school years rather, I I did have my fair share of being a lukewarm Christian.
Okay.
And I've
Sure.
had my experiences with hanging with the wrong crowds. I had a potty
Sure.
mouth. I was seeking validation from men. I was insecure.
Mm.
Got into the wrong
Mm.
relationships. Yes, sir.
Mm. Okay.
And
Okay.
this is something that I always talk about. And I also, have been set free from suicide and depression.
Oh my goodness. Yes. Praise
Yes,
God.
sir. I know, praise God. And
Mm.
I was 17 years old. I went on a mission trip in New Orleans for the whole month of the summer. My parents kicked me out the house because I was
Mm-hmm.
lukewarm at the time. They said, "No, you need fixing. You gotta go." And then at the time I was doing it for myself. I was like, "Oh, this will just give me exposure for my music." I thought it was all about me. And the Lord did his
Mm-hmm.
thing with humbling me. And
Mm-hmm.
sure enough, that was also the same time where I just rededicated my entire life to him. And
Mm.
he broke me, and he allowed me to see things that I needed to see to rededicate myself to him. And I
Oh
was
wow.
17 years old. And since then I just been on fire for him, and I'm just an advocate for believers in the faith who are lukewarm and have been suicidal, depressed, and just again for the young ladies. That is something that I'm strong on and holding other believers accountable because that's our duty. And I don't want to see my
Mm.
brothers and my sisters fall. And at the end of the day, when it's judgment day, the Lord's gonna ask me, "What did you do when you saw so and so do A, B, and
Yeah.
C?" So I feel like I just have that mission where I have to hold people accountable. If when you're in my circle, that's it. You're locked in.
I love that. So, okay. First of all, I definitely commend you on all the hard work that you've done. I mean, from 17 to 24, that's a big turnaround. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like from the time that you knew of Christ into where you are right now, I mean, God has done an amazing work in you. And I don't doubt that your testimony is going to help win so many souls to the kingdom. So amen to that.
Amen.
Um,
Amen.
Also just want to point out, thank you for being transparent with the suicide and all the depression, because I don't think we talk about that enough. I
Yeah.
think so many go through that and it gets brushed under the rug, or they're
Hmm.
afraid to say it because they're like, well, what people are going to say about me, or what are people going to
Right.
say when they find that out. So thank you for that. Thank you for that transparency. Um, and man, when did what was the reaction when people found out you had bars?
Well, well, honestly, I get surprised when people do tell me. I forget sometimes that I'm an artist. Really,
Say
I
what?
do.
Say
I
what?
do. It's usually when I perform, because I will say that all the times where I'm about to go minister, like I don't get anxiety for nothing, but those days I get super anxious,
Mm-hmm.
and the minute I'm up there, people are like, "Nah, I couldn't even tell you were nervous. You did your thing," or people always just encouraging me, and I'm like, "Nah, bro," or yeah, I just be like for real when people
Mm-hmm.
compliment me. I forget, and then
Yeah.
sometimes I'll listen to my own music. And I'm like, man, that hit. I'm like, I wrote
Yeah.
that. I
I mean, it's
forget.
amazing. It's amazing. You mentioned that on that was your favorite song on the album. It was
Yes.
my favorite song too. What made it your favorite song?
Yes. So shout out to my boy Kello. He's from
Mm-hmm.
Detroit.
Okay.
And he actually originally wanted to feature me, well, featured my stuff on that track like
Mm-hmm.
2, 3 years ago. And I
Mm.
thought it was super hard. And he just never released it out of the vault. And so when I was putting this project together, it made sense to add it in here. And being that he was just keeping it in there, I said, Kello, please just give me the song and let me feature you. And he said, all right, sis, is yours. And I was like, thank God.
Oh,
And I
wow.
just love it so much because the message is impactful,
Mm-hmm.
and it just goes to show like my listeners that, what as a believer, you have the
Mm-hmm.
authority to cast out demons. You have the authority for deliverance and healing. Let the Lord
Mm-hmm.
use you. And like we're really on that. Like we're standing on business. And
Yes.
so that's really just like that anthem, and let people know, like, and be encouraged about that. And I just love it because it gets you fired up. Yeah.
Did
That's
you
the reason.
imagine that? Did you imagine that being the single on the EP for the summer? Like, was that something where you were like anticipating?
No, not at all. I was dropping it as a single, but I was like, it coincides with everything that I'm aligning to. So it
Mm-hmm.
makes sense to add it on there.
Yeah. So, what type of responses have you been getting from the EP?
Yes, a lot of people are really loving. I didn't think I was gonna get too many reactions from the song "No Compromise."
Mm-hmm.
Um, a lot of people are really loving that song.
Mm-hmm.
And no compromise. I just explained to my listeners that when it comes to your faith, the things of this world are never going to satisfy you. There's going to be things that are going to come your way, temptation, having to fight your daily flesh, and whatever that is. Don't compromise your faith. Like if
Yeah.
people of the world saying A, B, and C is okay in their book because they're
Mm-hmm.
rewriting some words in the Bible, that doesn't
Yeah.
mean you got to do that. Don't follow the crowd, follow the cloud. And
Oh,
so
yes. Yes.
yeah. And so a lot of people are really resonating with that song. Keep It Holy with Jecca Stowe, that's also
Mm-hmm.
doing really well, that I'm
Mm-hmm.
super proud of. And on that, and a lot of people are just really giving good reactions, and they're just saying that it's been on repeat. And I'm like, good, keep replaying, keep
Yes.
sharing. I just want the whole
Yes.
world to hear that revival starts with us and in our cities. And we just got to shake a lot of things up, not only in CHH, but in the world, because the world has been a little loud too much. So we got to be a little louder. We can't have the enemy keep us quiet out. That's just
Yes.
about.
Yes. That's amazing. So in the review that I wrote on the EP, I talk about that. I talk
Yeah.
about the project being complete from start to finish. It's not a skippable track on the project. You did a really good job. There's more great things to come out of you. I mean, but you already know that. You got a great city behind you. You got a great team of CHH, believers, and you just have exactly what it takes to be
Oh,
a thriving budding star in this space. So
man,
I'm so
thank
happy
you.
I ran across your music.
Thank you. That means so much to me. Thank you.
Oh yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. So tell me about your thoughts about the genre, like CHH. Where do you want to go in this space, and would you want to be signed or would you want to remain independent?
I want to remain independent for sure.
Okay, good for
And
you.
yes, sir. And um, I'm trying to remember the first question you just asked me.
Yeah, where do you think about the CHH space? Where do you want to go in this space?
So I'm really like in my own lane right now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like to follow with the trends or what's
Mm-hmm.
hot and what's not. I really just like every time I write a song, I say, Lord, you direct my pen. What is it that you want me to talk about? And I
Mm-hmm.
write it down and I just get to it. And I know that I'm an artist that likes to keep it real and raw and authentic. And I don't sugarcoat. I'm very direct.
Mm-hmm.
Again, with also just that accountability. And I know that even with my songs too, when I write them, it's a little bit convicting in a good way. And
Yeah.
so I just like to get the word out there. And I really just want to continue being me, continue being different. Like another thing, my dad and like other people tell me what helps me stick out is
Mm-hmm.
that when I'm also ministering, I
Mm-hmm.
don't I don't rap on my track. Like I just rap instrumental. So I'm not like everybody, rapping on their instrumental was like I could have just done that at home. No shade, no shade. But I just like to keep it raw and real and
Yeah.
for you to really hear what I'm saying with the
Mm.
messages.
So you
And
don't use a performance track, is what you're saying?
yeah, I don't use it.
Wow, wow. Have you applied to perform at places like Flavor Fest and Domination or Elevation conferences? Like, have you been on the scene trying to get booked?
With Flavor Fest, I think I've tried it like a couple years ago, but
Okay,
nothing really transpired to this
okay,
day. I would
okay.
love to go, and
Mm-hmm.
I believe I went for Elevation in 2023. I did a cipher with them, and then I did a
Okay,
performance with them, and it went
okay.
really well.
Okay,
It was nice.
cool, cool, cool.
Yeah.
Now, you mentioned that you're not just a rapper, you're a singer as well. Talk about how that's going to translate into more music that we can expect from you.
Mm. That's a good question. Um, really? I barely sing, first of all. I get
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people telling me that they want more of that. I'm a little
Mm-hmm.
shy when it comes to my singing, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But I usually I usually just do R&B with that.
Okay.
Um I don't really do much with that. But
Okay.
when the people ask for it, probably it'll be in the
Okay.
works.
Would you rather record a feature for rap or singing?
Rap.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and that's a good question because people actually prefer for me to sing. And I'm like, that's what you wanted? They're like, we want you to sing
Mm-hmm.
on this, not rap, not rap. And another song that was showcased that is a song that I did with Forever and
Mm-hmm.
oh my gosh, this girl, I forgot. But we did a song called Angels Camps with Megan
Okay.
Tossi. There you go.
Megan
And
Tossey. Okay.
yes, sir. And it was a beautiful song we all created together, but I definitely sang and rapped on that song just to show others what I could do. Just to do I could do
Okay.
both.
Okay. Okay. Wow. Wow. And what is your take on social media and things like that? Are you a big influencer of social media? Do you like to, put yourself out there like that, or is it something that you pretty much can, rely on Spotify to push your music?
Well, social media, it has made a big impact in today's
Hmm.
society, like a lot. And I
Yeah.
know the importance of you have to push your music out there, content out there, because Spotify and Apple is not really gonna do too much. And I like to show my audience and my followers who follow me on there that they'll see
Hmm.
my personality shine through that, not just
Mm.
my music. And I won't say I'm really trying to be so much of an influencer. If I am, God be the glory. But I am trying to grow my platforms. It is tough. I run out of content ideas or just like trying to catch up with the trends and everything, trying to see what everybody else is doing. I do
Yeah.
get caught up in that, and I'm the type. I've been learning on not to get caught up on numbers, and I know that
Hmm.
comparison is also the thief of joy.
You're right. Yeah.
So I've stopped being like, oh, I wish this or I wish that. I just do my
Hmm.
best. Whoever
Hmm.
sees it. And when it's just my time, the Lord will make his way. But if I was not an artist, I probably would not have social media.
That's the
Um,
same. If I wasn't a
it's
radio personality, I wouldn't have social media.
yeah, that's just the truth.
Hmm.
But because I am on there and I know I do have a responsibility, I always try to ensure that my image and reputation is up to par and how God has called me to be. And I really just want to be the example. I don't
Yeah.
want to be somebody that would what's that phrase when you have somebody fall?
You don't want to be the temptation,
No,
or you say somebody fall.
yeah, like when someone's the reason that someone else fell in their faith.
Um,
I forgot.
oh, in the faith, the stumbling block.
There you go. Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
So I always just try to
Mm-hmm.
make sure I keep my image and my reputation
Mm-hmm.
up to par with the Lord.
Okay.
It's hard to
And
keep up on social media.
oh yeah, yeah. And what's the platform that you prefer that you get the most reaction from?
TikTok.
TikTok.
I
Man,
I have
okay.
about 10,000 followers on TikTok.
Whoa, okay. Okay.
Instagram, we're on the road to 3K, and I'm trying to build my
Okay.
YouTube.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. That's
Yes,
good.
sir.
That's good.
Yes.
That's good. We would love to help you out with YouTube. We have a community where we show people how to grow their YouTube channel. So I would
Nice.
definitely send you a link to that. Yeah.
Thank you. Yes,
Yeah,
please.
yeah. And it's free to join that.
Oh, thank you. Thank
You're welcome. And then the other question I have for you is about serving, right? You talked about your parents both being pastors. Where are you serving now? Are you serving in their church?
No, actually, I transferred churches about
Okay.
5 years ago. I
Okay.
grew up in my home church for 20 years, and then I transferred because I really wanted to grow more.
Mm-hmm.
I attend Christian Life Center in Fort Lauderdale. It's an awesome
Okay.
church.
Okay.
And right now, I'm really like on the evangelism team, and then also
Mm-hmm.
just if when we have our youth nights, I try to
Mm-hmm.
my best I can to show up and help, but it's just a little difficult because of work. But I do what I can to serve. I really just serve more outside of my church as well. But
Mm-hmm.
like doing Bible studies with
Mm-hmm.
friends or just what I really want to do that's back in my heart again is evangelism. So I
Mm-hmm.
do want to go back out there on like Saturdays. I have to plan that accordingly. But
Mm-hmm.
but I love serving the church and it's just
Mm-hmm.
my lifestyle. So it's important to do it outside the church.
What's your advice to young ladies that are in the same position that you once found yourself in, where they have a musical gift, they haven't really, jumped off with it yet? What's your advice to them to go ahead and get them to just like take that leap of faith?
I just say if you have a dream, if you have that gift, then do it. Don't let nothing hold you back because you
Mm-hmm.
don't want to live your life, man. Like, man, I could have
Mm-hmm.
done it, or if I would have done it, I would have been here, or
Mm-hmm.
whatever the case may be. And be confident at all times. Don't
Yeah.
put yourself down. Be easy on yourself.
Yeah.
And find a circle of people who also believe in your gift and your calling and
Mm-hmm.
and let that be your fuel as well, and also people who are also in the faith that don't
Mm-hmm.
that don't sugarcoat the same way that you don't sugarcoat. That's important, your circle.
Mm-hmm. And lastly, tell me what you would tell 14-year-old Nat Loren, and then what would you tell 34-year-old Nat Loren
Oh
about this
my
season of
gosh.
your life?
Oh my gosh. I would tell 14-year-old me because she was definitely heartbroken at that time.
Mm,
Back, I'll just say when I was explaining to you when I went to that AMTC
sure.
program.
Yeah.
There was this point where it was like a big night where we had to perform in front of like these big judges that are legit agencies in California, New York, all that to get you in
Mm-hmm.
shows, radios, all of that,
Mm-hmm.
labels. And here's me starting out listening to that prophecy that my pastor said and knowing that this is what God had for me, and after performing receiving zero callbacks and being told nah, you're not it. That was a
Mm,
real humbling experience, set me back for
mm,
a year. And
mm,
with that information as my 14-year-old self, when I gave up to see where I am now, I would just tell her, you see what you did when you kept persevering, because look where you are now. And as when I turned 34, which is crazy because that's actually in 10 years,
mm-hmm.
I would hope I would hope that I continued persevering, like because I really want it, so I gotta go get
Mm-hmm.
it. I can't wait on people. And I would hope that I made myself proud and
Mm-hmm.
not delay. Don't depend, learn yourself, and just be successful. So I hope so. I hope I make myself proud in 10 years.
Yes. Hey man, you will. You absolutely will. Well, Nat, this has been an amazing conversation. I've enjoyed
Yes,
you, your spark,
yes,
and everything that you bring to the genre of CHH, and then just the fact that you have so much of a deep testimony that you shared. I really enjoyed the conversation. Tell everybody where they can find you and how they can support you going forward, and what to look out for next.
yes, yes. You can find me on all platforms at I am Nat Loran, and I'm everywhere: Spotify, YouTube, Apple, TikTok,
Mm.
Instagram. And what I have new coming out is just new singles. I might have a new project coming out soon. Not sure. Don't
Oh,
want to speak too
exclusive,
fast.
exclusive.
Don't
We
want
got
to
an
speak too
exclusive.
fast. And I hope that everybody who is listening and tuning in can also listen to the project. And don't be shy to hit me up and let me know what you think about it. I love hearing that feedback from everybody. And that's what I would say. And the ways you could just support me is if you like my music enough, share it with somebody you know. And that's it. That's it.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much. I got to go back and say your name the right way at the very beginning for my intro,
No
but I'll
worries.
fix that. So listen, if you just heard the full interview, then you got to know my sister Nat Loren, and now you can say you're a fan as well. I'm a fan. I enjoyed the EP. Revival starts with me. Make sure you go and check out the review on trackstars.com. I write all about the different songs and what the feeling is like, and I know you're going to feel it too. So go out there, support her, like and just subscribe to everything where you find her. Everywhere you find her, just make sure you support this great ministry of my sister Nat Loren. This is your man Ryan Righteous, and this is the Independent Artist Spotlight, and we out. Peace.